I like the vaccine passport. It's a safety measure.
I think it's a little too soon.
I just feel like people should just continue to wear their mask.
Your vaccination should be kept personal.
But if this not working, then the government gotta think another solution.
I have all the vaccines, so I don't really care.
If a company decides they don't want to keep it, then they're free to do so.
Lincoln J for Rebel News here in Toronto. Now it's official. The vaccine passport requirement has been lifted in Ontario. All remaining capacity limits have been lifted, but there's a twist. If a business does still choose to require vaccine passports, they are permitted to do so. So we're going to talk to some people here at Yonge and Dundas Square, find out how they feel overall about the mandates being lifted. Let's talk to some people. Let's gather some thoughts. So in Ontario, the vaccine passports have just been lifted. What are your thoughts overall on this?
I mean, look, I guess it's every company for itself. If they want to, if a company wants to keep it, I'm sure they're allowed to keep the vaccine passport alive. If they want to lift it, then they lift it.
It's kind of good that they got lifted. I feel like it wasn't necessary for all businesses. It kind of hurt businesses too, because not everybody, it's like kind of their choice. So it kind of hurt businesses to have to require that. I think it's better now that it's free choice for businesses, that if they want to require it, they can. They don't have to if they don't want to.
I think it's a little too soon. And I think that businesses, of course, should be able to make decisions as to whether they want to have, continue that restriction in place. And I hope that people understand that and don't give them grief.
I think that's a good thing, that they shouldn't have been instituted in the first place. I don't want to say what it reminds me of. I've studied history, and so it doesn't bode well.
From my time teaching in schools, they wanted to remove history from teaching in schools, and now I know why. Because history always repeats itself, just in little different forms the whole time, over and over again. The funniest thing about the vaccine passports is that they are no different than what was happening in the early part of Germany rising to be an empire.
I actually got vaccinated. It wasn't by choice. So I'm very happy that everything is done now.
I'm vaccinated. I like the vaccine passport. It's a safety measure. I mean, but like I said, if a company decides they don't want to keep it, then they're free to do so.
I'm nervous to say this, but it's dictatorship and it's marking people. I didn't take the vaccine, so I couldn't do anything for a very long time. I had to move back home. So I think it's set a really negative precedent. So even though things have been lifted now, they can come back at any point.
I think it makes it easier to go out, so it's a good thing. It's a plus. There was no need for it in the first place, so it's a plus.
It's really good that we don't have any more passports. However, I think we should get vaccinated. No matter what, you should get your vaccines. If they're taking it out, that's good, because everyone can go out now.
Well, it's good for business. That's it. I don't want to get too political about it.
I think it's a good thing, but I think it's also a bad thing because the pandemic looks like it's not going to stop anytime soon. And I just feel like people should just continue to wear their mask and keep practicing social distancing so that the cases won't rise.
Your vaccination should be kept personal, I get the whole idea of mandating, but your vaccination, your medical history should be kept personal.
Everybody's got their vaccine or chilling. Some people don't have their vaccine because they're scared of it, because you can get scared of something. It's normal. You're scared for your own concern, your safety and your health, yeah.
How much more likely are you to visit a restaurant, if at all, if you know that restaurant, let's say, is still requiring vaccine passports? Is that a factor for you?
Not really, because I know that I'm vaccinated.
No, it doesn't matter to me. Whether it's there or not, it doesn't really matter, because I'm vaccinated, so I guess for me there's no difference. For someone who's not vaccinated, maybe it'll be a difference, but for me there's no difference.
I feel like it doesn't matter. I already have my vaccine shots, but it kind of stopped me before because not everybody I know is vaccinated. So now it's kind of way more open, because now places don't need to require it, and most places don't, because it would hurt their business in the long run. So I think it's better this way.
No, it doesn't matter anymore because I have my vaccines. So either you require or not, I kind of cover.
For me, no. I have all the vaccines, so I don't really care either way. If I get COVID, probably won't get that sick. So
It's not a huge factor, no, because I was going to restaurants when when it was the physical distancing before the vaccines. I mean, I can't even remember what all the different regulations were because they changed so quickly. But no, it's not a huge factor because at this point I think there's enough people vaccinated that we're kind of protected. So yeah, it wouldn't really factor either way.
I don't mind either or. It's just COVID's just like something we get. It's a sickness. We're gonna overcome it.
Let's say we see a spike come fall time. How effective of a measure would it be to bring back the vaccine passport?
Oh well, definitely. I'm sure if there's a spike, for sure it's gonna be brought back because it's a safety measure, and I'm sure it'll be like a required 3 doses instead of the 2. So yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be required at some point if there's a spike, of course.
We saw just before the new year that we had the vaccine passport system in place, and we still ended up in a lockdown with over 80% of the Canadian population double vaccinated. If that's happening, do you think maybe we should just scrap the passport altogether?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. Sometimes it could be just used as an excuse to maybe for us to be controlled. But yeah, if there's always going to be spikes every holiday season and all that stuff, then there's no point in the vaccine passport. We just got to live with it. That's what we got to do.
I just don't think that that's the way to stop the spread of any disease. I feel like the science wasn't really supported well in the beginning.
If they bring back papers or vaccine mandates once more, it's just bringing back control once more.
It will be good, but if it's not working, then the government gotta think another solution, and they should force the vaccine. If the cases are spiking up, then mandatory, you should do the vaccine.
Okay.
The solution.
Cool. And so just to touch on that really quick, so we saw just before the new year, with over 80% of the Canadian population double vaccinated, we still went back into lockdown with the vaccine passport system in place at the time, and yet Canadians were still forced into lockdown. So with that being said, is it really effective to have the passport system?
Damn it, gotcha. Checkmate. Probably not then. Probably not. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we gotta think another solution, a more effective solution of how to deal with the vaccine and the passport.
Like with lockdown also, like people still go out, people still sneak out, people still find things to do. It's like lockdown's nothing. It's just like a little suppression for it. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I don't think that'd be effective just because I don't think people would listen. Like, it's been too long.
We should just learn to live with the virus because it's not going to go away anytime soon from what I've seen. So I feel like we just have to learn to adapt.
I'm not sure honestly what the answer is anymore. Masking seems to be a good thing. I mean, I know that I haven't had a cold in a few years, so and I've heard that from other people. So I think perhaps masks are helpful, but I think it's a lot of things in combination that would have to be put in place. But I certainly don't want to be in a lockdown again. I don't think any one of us can emotionally handle that or financially handle it. So
it's over and done with. It's gonna go spike up, and a few weeks later it's gonna go down. We're gonna do lockdown all over again.
If you disagree with these vaccine mandates that we are seeing all across the country, please go to our website at fightvaccinepassports.com. If you can, please make a donation to our legal fight against these unjust measures.